name's Tyler Huls. This is my first year as the co-defense coordinator at Lakota West High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're a Division I school, so we're the largest division in the state. We are a 5-2, 3-4 team, slant angle. I've coached in Indiana for 5 years. I was a D coordinator for 3 of those years at a smaller school, 3A school in Indiana. And then when I moved to Ohio, I took a year off, coached at a small school in the city, Norwood City School District for a year, and then got the job as the outside linebacker's job at Lakota West. Currently working for Tom Bolden. He's won a lot of games. Was at Coleraine in Ohio for many years, and then 2 years ago he came over to Dakota West. So I took the outside backers job. Worked for a guy named Carlton Gray as the DC. Learned a lot the last 2 years, and so the co-defense coordinator and I are just kind of building it as we go, because we are doing some different things than what we've done in the past, trying to keep it as similar as possible, but we are changing little things here and there. So we're attacking it and going day by day.
What's up, guys? My name is Nate Albaugh. I'm a longtime high school football coach here in Illinois. I've coached at pretty much every level, from the smallest schools to the biggest. And most recently just took a head job near my home of a tiny high school that was without a coach very late in the season. And I just kind of thought, I don't know, something about it. I felt like, man, these kids need somebody. And I reached out, and they actually made me an incredible offer and a great job in the school district. And so I went for it. So at Hayworth High School in Illinois. So I'm excited about that. Tiny little high school, about 250 kids. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. A program that struggled for a while, and I'm sure it'll take us a while to build this thing up, but excited to do so. I've lost a lot of games, but hopefully somebody can kind of understand how I'm thinking, or how we're thinking as we are trying to move the ball. So if you noticed what we're trying to do here early, maybe this is going to happen the first play, maybe it's going to happen the fourth play, but we call this like one of our litmus plays. And what we're desperately trying to do is we want all of our backs to go left and both guards to go right? So we're very aware that most people that are going to defend us are going to be talking that week about guards, right? Most teams are going to have to make a pick, guards or back. And so this is our best chance to find out which we're getting. I think a mistake we've made is we haven't run enough of these like throughout the game, right? Because we might have determined early they're reading guards, and we carry on with that plan, and then late in the game we start hurting them, and they change. Good coaches change, and then here we are still trying to do things as if they're reading guards. So that's just a boot play. We pull both guards right. We're going to boot right because our quarterback's right-handed, but both backs will go left. We want to make sure our fullback goes left and our halfback goes left, and then we want to get that huddle end zone, that end zone replay up as soon as possible, and we want to get eyes on your linebackers and see, was their first step with backs or was their first step with guards?
We're going to play cover zero. Corner's going to take the weak side corner is going to take the wide out, the split out. The free safety is going to take that wing or that slot. Our middle backers are going to be responsible for the fullback. The corner, once that wing goes in motion, will be responsible for the tight end. And then the safety, the strong safety, he's going to bump with that motion. If that motion were to reach the fullback, then we'll rock our safeties down, and he's going to take his eyes to that opposite slot. If he doesn't make it to the fullback, he's going to keep his eyes on him the entire time. In the interior, the tackle, nose, and tackle, we're going to say that they're responsible for the fullback, belly dive, whatever it may be. And then our backers, the mic, if the fullback, he said the fullback is going away, he's going to check quarterback. Okay, so once he goes away, he's going to check quarterback for boots, and then he would have contain on that Our free, since he never made it to the center or the fullback, he's going to carry that drag, and then everybody else will pretty much play man. Our Will, who is in the middle, he's stacked in the middle because we're 5-2-3-4. But since we're walking the sand, we're keeping the sand down on the tight end. Our Will and our Bandit are probably going to be gone because they're going to fit off the run here. But hopefully, our Mike, he's going to shuffle a little bit and he's going to come back because he's checking quarterback because he's not necessarily going to make a play on that weak side to the fullback. So when that safety or when that slot motions and he gets that fullback, we're going to rock our safeties down. Free safety's going to look at the opposite number 2. If number 2 comes back to him for some type of counter, he's going to fit on this weak side. Our Bandit is going to beat up that tight end. He's not going to play him man. The corner is going to take the tight end once that motion happens. Our tackle, our nose and our tackles, they're always pinching. When that motion goes away, our Will's going to read the back or the fullback. Okay. Fullback comes to him. He's got him. The Bandit is now contained on boot. If the fullback goes away, same thing. He's shuffle, looking for cutback, looking for something coming back. So really shuffle, looking for something coming back. Our Mike and our Sam are going to play downhill. Technically, the Mike's going to fit that B gap because our nose is pinching. Sam's going to fit outside. Our safety's going to take the motion if he keeps clearing out wide. And then, we're basically playing cover 0 versus this as well. I think that's a good.
So I got put in a pretty money situation, 2nd and 4 and a 10-point lead, right? And so obviously we're going to play it extremely safe. Tackle over is a great situation for us. Obviously, we've worked hard. We've worked really hard. A lot of teams want to hurry you up. We didn't feel like we were in a situation to hurry up, so we tried hard to think about what was the advantage of being hurry up. There's several, but we feel like one of the advantages of hurrying up is the defense doesn't get a long time to kind of decipher what formation you're in and make decisions, right? So we feel like that's one of the advantages of hurrying up. So even though we don't want to hurry up, we do try really hard when we put ourselves on a timer in practice to reveal our formation late, right? So we're going to try to get there and get things going quickly. So we try very hard to be good at that. So we have found that we're able to get away with, we'll run a lot of X over and then tackle over, right? And so I guess if you could slow it down, it would be some big time tells. Like when we're going to go tackle over, we're going to go belly. Right, so down, this is G scheme, just down, pull. When we go X over, we're almost always going to go rocket, right? It's not 100%. It's like rocket or trap, but if we go tackle over, it's belly or trap. Like we'll almost never run rocket out of tackle over. But of course, we're trying hard to be fast in our formation, so it's not as easy to decipher. So again, I was in a really easy situation, 2nd and 4, and of course, this is our bread and butter, right? We want to be really good. We want to show a nice, strong motion. We work a lot at our rocket. We would have likely run rocket several times in this game already. Trying hard to force the defense's hand that, like what we really try to think about is we want your Mike linebacker to feel like his teammates need his help in rocket. That's all right. That's our hope. And when we can start getting the Mike backer to want to get in on rocket, now we feel like we've got something decent going in belly. The other good thing about belly, which in this case happened to work out. Listen, I know if we were playing coach for real, I know it wouldn't work out well all the time. It just works out well sometimes, and in this case, it did. And that a lot of times when we go tackle over, our force player is playing significantly wider than when we're not in tackle over. So for some reason, we get a lot more of a guy might play head up of our tackle over, and he's slanting in. And now that's obviously really nice for us in belly, what we call belly, that G scheme, because our guard pulls and he really, because we influence, if you look at that image, we influence hard with that wing. That force guy's there pretty late and we just lead up to linebacker. Listen, we don't have many belly plays that are going to go for 50, but it's a good little play for us and obviously fantastic, something we'd love to run on 2nd and 4. need to score badly, so we'll go. You know like we play against some teams. It's like when they're gonna roll out and throw a comeback, and when you play us, when we're gonna throw this pass. Like 3rd and 8, and we got to have it. So we're down, which means first of all, if we can't run the ball at all, none of our pass plays will work. Right? If we can't make you believe that we can run the ball, none of our pass plays are going to work. It's not what we do well, right? So, but 3rd and 8, we're going to give a shot at least down close. If I was 3rd and 8 and on my own 20 or like in any sort of danger, a lot of Wing-T teams, we're the same. We might just run trap and live to fight another day. But in this case, this is a really good play for us. And all we're going to do is take that wing back and tight end, and we want them to run together vertically. That wing's going to run vertically, and then our tight end is going to sit down at 10 yards, and he's going to shuffle to an opening. It's a nice little play because we will throw vertical a fair amount. Those linebackers obviously really need to step up because, in theory, we're running the ball at least well enough to make your linebackers step up. And because we run the ball so much, those safeties have to make sure they're over the top of the next man, right? They can't give up. They can't let the guy by them, right? So when that tight end hitches up, it's a tough little play, and it has been good to us.
We're gonna play cover 0. We work this. We play 2 option teams throughout the season, and in the playoffs we played a Wing-T team last year. We kind of defended them the same way. So this is a defense that's special to what we do. So when we spend 2 or 3 weeks on just our option defense over the summer because we see it twice a year, and typically one's our county or not a county rival, but we're Lakota West. Lakota East is our rival, and they're an option team. And then our head coach, he came from Coleraine, and he was a triple guy before he came here, but it was a lot of the same formations. So he'd do tackle over, he'd run the option, but he'd also run belly out of it. And so it's kind of a defense that we developed to stop the option and stop what they were doing because the guy at Lakota East, Coach B, also worked with him. The offenses were very similar. So it's just one of those things where we hammered into our kids. You have this man. This is where your eyes are. The defense will take care of itself if you do your job and your job every play. And we've been really good against it the last 2 years. I think we gave up less than 100 rushing yards to both teams last year, which if you can do that to an option team or a Wing-T team, you're doing your job. But we're gonna pinch the tackles. We're gonna play our nose straight up. Our Sam's gonna play on the edge. If he said it's like a buck sweep action, our backer's going to be gone. Like, I get that. We know that's going to happen. Our backer's going to be gone. They're going to be flying. And we're really just, holding hope that our secondary, they do their job and they lock in on their guys. And like I said, we've been very fortunate. Our DBs are really good. They're smart. We got some DBs that are going to big time schools, and so we kind of try to make their job easy and say, listen, we play a lot of cover 1, a lot of cover 0. Even versus spread teams, we play a lot of cover 1 or cover 0. And so it's kind of what we hang our hat on is, playing man and playing cover 0. So we're not going to do anything special. We may deepen them up just because we know we're up by 10. And it's, but we're going to do what we do and play cover 0. And then, we know that our backer is going to be gone, and so hopefully once they commit, we're just going to tell them to get pressure and try to make the ball come out fast. Like we've been doing, the Bandit and the Sam, we're going to try to beat the piss out of the tight ends. Our corner and our free are going to mix it on that X and the F. Okay, so the corner's going to take the first, the flat, the free's going to take the one that comes vertical. Same thing on the backside. We know we're expecting a pass. Well, not necessarily expecting a pass, but same thing on the backside. Corner's going to take the one that goes out. Safety's going to take the one that comes vertical. Try to stay on top of the corner. He's going to play outside leverage. Both those guys are going to play outside leverage, expecting a corner route, maybe a drag. We're going to try, if it is a run, we're going to pinch everything so that our Mike and Will can run the alleys. If it's a pass, we're just telling those guys that we're looking to, if there's any type of crosser, we want those crossers to go behind them so our free safety and our strong safety can get on top of those crossers. If there's a back out of the backfield, so the fullback, the way we would play this is we would combo that guy. If he was releasing the flat, the Will's going to take him to the tight end side. The Will's going to take him to the X side. The Mike's going to take him to the tight end side. And then the other guy would be the one that's looking for the crossers, trying to force anything behind him. We're just going to bring the bandit, the tackle, and the nose. If it's a passing situation, we're going to try to get upfield, force a pass right now. It's some type of buck. I like the pinch because that gets at least one of our tackles in the hip pocket of a pulling guard. The Mike and the Will, they're key in the fullback, but they're going to see the guards as well and trying to read those guards to the fullback. Hopefully we're spilling everything so our Mike and our Will can run, and then if it's a pass, we're beating those tight ends up, and then we're coming off the edge.
Preface this with, I don't know what I would call. We make sure that we carry 1 2-point conversion per game that we call our game winner 2-point conversion. And that game winner, we always save it for truly like if you needed to win the game, right? So whatever week this was and whatever we had practiced all week, whatever that was, it's usually something, a little special, maybe a quick shift or it's got a little special, right? This is that situation we would use it in, right? So like all I did was draw up kind of one that's a little ish like what we might do. So we don't show very much double tight. So we do like showing that in those little wrinkle type situations where we really need one, right? Because again, we just run it so little, so we do like it in kind of those wrinkle situations. This play, we're going to show buck sweep because that's what we're best at, and hopefully in the game we've established that it needs to be respected. And our quarterback is going to gather his feet and gain and try to throw a strike. And this play is almost identical to the play that I drew up earlier where the tight end went vertical and sat it down. But this is that play that we really rarely run. You might see it once out of every 4 weeks from us type thing, so it's definitely not going to make the scouting report or general, right? It's not going to be rep very much. So we want our tight end, our backside tight end, away from the wing. He's just running away, like any sort of backside route. We want to try to take your man away. And then tight end side, we want him to run a true corner. And then depending on how good our wing is, however, I will say with us, that wing is really one of our truly special guys. So we'll work hard with him, and I kind of let Gitz have some liberty with it. We want him to start to go like he wants to flood, right? Like he wants to flood, or he might even bear crawl 2 steps. He might like anything that looks almost lazy and slow, and then we want to try to stick a toe hard, get right underneath our tight end, and sit it down, and try to give ourselves a little window there. Again, will it work? I have no idea. If we've been running buck sweep well that game, we got a really good chance. And if we have not been running buck sweep very well that game, we're hoping. So I'm Nate Albaugh. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I want to thank Tyler for being such a good sport defending. I do feel like defending in a little back and forth like this is at a significant disadvantage, right? So I want to thank Tyler for being such a great sport, and thank you guys for watching and listening. You can follow me on Twitter at Nate_Albaugh. I do run an online clinic called Chief Pigskin. You can follow us on Twitter at the Chief Pigskin. And every off season, we're hitting the road and looking for great programs around the nation to go visit. Guys that want to speak, guys that want to get their name out there, and we'll travel to you. So we would be happy to travel to you. So look us up on Twitter. If you're doing something that you're proud of or you'd like to get your name out there, we're happy to travel to you and get you in front of a camera and put it online.
All right, thanks. I want to thank Coach Mallard, Coach Albaugh. This has been a good experience. It's the first time I've ever done anything like this. It was pretty fun. You know, like I said earlier, this is my first year as co defense coordinator. So I'm sure I'll have some growing pains along the way. And this is a good start to just see how I react to different things, to different situations. So I really enjoyed this. My Twitter is at Coach_Huls. I don't have any side gigs like Coach Albaugh. That's pretty awesome. I'm a big clinic guy, and I think I've ran across Chief Pigskin before. You know, every off season, you know, some of the coaches on staff make fun of me because that's all I do is watch clinics. I just enjoy watching different people speak, trying to pick up on some things here. So I appreciate Coach coming on. It was a good time. You know, like I said, we were pretty vanilla on defense there. We don't see a lot of Wing-T, so I tried to, you know, give you an idea of what we would do. And, you know, we try to keep it simple for our guys so that they can play fast and not have to do too much thinking versus a complicated offense like that. And so that's what we do. And I appreciate the time.